Hello, my name is Bruce. I've painted my board with black acrylic and allowed it to dry. Then I painted it with the blue. Now I'm putting a couple greens and reds into my board. Now the blue that I use is a transparent blue. You can use a phthalo blue, or you can use ultramarine blue would work well, cobalt blue. If you have any of those, this would be good for what we're doing here. The red I use is a alizarin crimson, and that works well because that's transparent, but you wouldn't use sort of, I don't know, cad red light or cad red dark. Those are not transparent. Don't use those. And the green I use is also transparent. It's a Viridian, and again, when you come to the greens, you wouldn't be using stuff like chromo green oxide or this type of green. Make sure it's transparent. Now to start now that the board's all prepared, to start the northern lights, that's what we're going to be painting today. It's a splash of color in a dark night. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to put a few stars on my board. I'm going to do it the simple way. I'm just going to use an old toothbrush, load it up with paint and spray it on, like so. Just a bunch of stars. Now, of course, you can use a brush to bang against the brush, or you can use a liner brush to do stars. In fact, when we're all finished, if we want a couple bright ones in here, we'll put some bright stars. Now, I got a few in there. Maybe a little more, I think. Little more pronounced type stars. There we go. If you're ever up north, I spent quite a lot of time in the Northwest Territories in the Fort Churchill area, and it's just beautiful up there at nighttime. So we'll start off with titanium white, and we're going to just tap like so with titanium white. Now we want quite a lot of paint, titanium white put on. The more you have on, the more it shows when we start creating the actual northern lights. You notice how now all of a sudden it's getting to be blue? We don't want that. So I'm just going to take the very tip of my brush and get rid of some of that blue that we put in behind. Now somewhere down here, let's say about here, will be the ground. So you always got to keep that in mind. Keeping that ground. You want the light to come down and touch the ground, like so. Keep loading up your brush. Look at this brush. Is that loaded or what? Okay. Smooth it out a bit more. Going too much blue, go back, catch some white. I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to touch it a little bit on the bottom, like so, where the land is going to be, like this. Not much. Maybe a little here, just in the middle of it. Okay, So we've separated the sky, which has got stars, and we have the foreground here, land. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take a brush that's, oh, let's say a 1.5 inch brush. And we're going to pull up. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to pull up like so. Pull up. Like that. And if you find that your brush is too soft, then find a stronger brush, because you really want to pull these colors up like so. Pull them up. Pull them up. That's what the Northern Lights are all about. And that blue that you put on behind is now touching that white, and it's just creating that beautiful effect that you see with Northern Lights. Clean your brush from time to time. Now I'm going to work from the bottom, I'm going to work up. Nice long streaks. See how beautiful that's becoming? And it's not really much to it, just the background and a nice brush. Okay. Now at the bottom here, I'm just going to bring it up a bit. Same way. Now we're going to start putting some trees in. Now, when we do the trees, I want you to notice something about the trees. They're not like they're a normal tree. I'm just going to use black to start with. The trees that you see up north, basically before I do that, I'm going to fill in a little bit the front. I'm just going to take a little bit of white. I'm going to fill it in a little bit. Like so. Not much. Just to give that idea of snow. Then we're going to go back to what I was saying with the black brush. I'm going to put a tree here. And I'm going to put a couple of trees here. A couple here. Maybe one lonely one way out in the front. Now, the trees seem to have their branches to one side. You can't see it at the moment too well, but you're going to when I highlight it. See how the tree is to one side? That's the way the trees are. I'm going to switch over to a fan brush to get a little bit more detail into the tree. I'm going to take a tree and build a tree. Now I'm going to put an ordinary tree over here. Ordinary meaning that it's got two sides to it when it comes to the branches. I think I'll turn this one into an ordinary tree. Now you notice how dark they are? That's what you want. But this tree back here only has one side branches. And over here we'll do the same thing, a little branch tree, one-sided. Now we'll go and take some white for snow. And we'll just build little embankments of snow. Not much, just to know that there is snow here. Just follow the lay of the land. Now we're going to highlight the trees. I'm going to use white with a touch of blue. I'm going to use a liner brush to show up the trunks a wee bit of the tree. So there's your northern lights. Now everything is in the darkness. When you go up north, the first thing you notice when you get away from any civilization, everything is very flat. It's almost like being in the middle of the ocean. And you see beautiful stars at night. I mean, you have to experience it when it's nice and bitter cold up north to truly understand what a starlit sky looks like. I'm going to put a couple little ones in here just to break it up a little bit. So there's all kinds of ways of doing snow and skies. It's beautiful stars in the sky. Not too many, but a few. So there you go. There's your northern lights. It's trying to capture that darkness, that beautiful array of color that you see in the sky. You have to be there to truly understand what I'm trying to say. But we did a little bit of capturing on the canvas this time. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Yeah, and thanks very much for watching. I mean, this is one of the videos that I really enjoy, mainly because I've actually been up north around Fort Churchill, for example, and experienced it up close. So until next time, happy painting.